First of all, we're going to bring on Mr. Terry McDonald, who is the executive director of the St. Vincent de Paul Society of Lane County. And as I said, that's in Eugene, Oregon. He's been there for 35 years. He actually opened up the first mattress recycling center in the country, and as of today, still remains the largest mattress recycler in the United States. Now, Terry, welcome to our little program today. Thank you for being with us.
Well, it's a very great pleasure. My very best thoughts and prayers go out to you and the community of Houston during this difficult time.
Thank you, sir, and also to you up there in Oregon. Now, before we met you, we had actually no idea about really what the mattress recycling program was, but more importantly, we didn't even know there was a mattress disposal problem. Now, later on in this program, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to ask you about something you also created back in 2012 called the Cascade Alliance. And 2012 may ring a bell. I just said we started in 2012, so just a little bit of a hint there. But tell us, if you would, as the director of an organization that runs the largest mattress recycling center in the country, what's the scale of the problem? I mean, mattress recycling isn't the first thing that people think about when they think about environmental issues, but we're hoping that maybe you could help educate us here.
Certainly, and thank you. So what we know about mattresses is that they make up about 1% of the waste stream by volume. So if you think about how many mattresses are disposed of in the United States and how much waste we create, this is about 1% of that space that is taken up in landfills or in incinerators around the country. So as such, it's one of the great identifiable products that can be removed from the waste stream and recycled if we have the will to do so. So what we're seeing around the country is an increasing number of communities and states that are looking at this very identifiable product that has good commodities that can be resold back into the marketplace as an opportunity for economic development as well as waste stream diversion.
Wow. Now, you're the largest in the country. Approximately how many mattress recyclers are there throughout the United States?
In California, there's about 10. In Connecticut, there's 2, and then in Rhode Island, there's 1. Then there's a number of other smaller operations, like in Orlando, Florida, and in South Carolina, North Carolina, where there are mattress recycling operations. We're seeing an increased volume of mattresses being diverted because they're a difficult to handle item in waste streams. If you think about a bulky mattress, a mattress that is difficult to handle, it doesn't compact well, it tends to float up into the landfill. So they kind of float like boats on top of a landfill. It's a strange process. It's one of those places where you say, why shouldn't we find a way to divert this product away from the waste stream? And so across the country, we're seeing an increased number of volume or an increased number of nonprofit and for-profit companies recycling mattresses every year.
Well, it's exciting to see the progress there, but more importantly, there's more to be done. And we're celebrating our 100,000th mattress now, and that took us 8 years. And we've got a plan to ramp that up quite a bit, and we're going to talk about that towards the end of this program. But just as a comparison, you guys are the largest in the country. How many mattresses do you guys recycle every single year?
About 500,000.
About 500,000. So you would think in an area like the city of Houston, if we're doing 100,000, maybe there's a few other folks doing a few. How far do we have to go?
Well, as a region, of course, Houston is one of the largest metropolitan bases in the country. And so you are a universe unto yourself. So you could probably, if you were able to gather that stream into yourself, you'd probably be able to do the same kind of volume we are in our Northern California and Oregon facilities. Well,
that's a good and bad answer. Good in the sense that we have a long way to grow, but bad in the sense that until we can get there, these mattresses are ending up in the landfill. And so hopefully we're a part of that solution, and we can be a bigger part of that solution as we go forward.
You already.
I'm going to ask. Go ahead.
You already are part of the solution.
Yes, yes. Well, I really, really appreciate you being here, and I'm really excited to bring you back in a few minutes. I mentioned earlier in the program talking to Terry McDonald, and I'd like to bring him back into the room here. Uh, Terry is the executive director of St. Vincent de Paul in Eugene, Oregon. He also is the founder and director of the Cascade Alliance that started in 2012. Terry, tell us a little bit about the Cascade Alliance and why is that such an important operation?
Well, one of the things that we recognized, Hal, a number of years ago was that recycling and waste-based businesses were an opportunity for not-for-profit organizations to create capital, jobs, and employment, as well as gain access to materials needed for their charitable purposes. So in cooperation with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, St. Vincent de Paul embarked upon an effort to reach out to many nonprofits around the United States to find a way to bring them together to create an organization that would trade on each other's strengths and best practices to create new waste-based businesses. So over the years, which is now 8 years, we've been able to create partnerships with up to 20 nonprofits around the United States, including the Furniture Bank, and the opportunity to create not only jobs and employment in mattress recycling, but in thrift or on online sales or books or automobiles or all kinds of different activities based upon the waste stream, creating jobs and employment. And over the years, we've created hundreds of jobs out of the waste stream, generating lots of revenue for the nonprofits that we work with. So it's a mutually beneficial cooperation among multiple nonprofits scattered around the United States.
Well, and we're very grateful for the Cascade Alliance. Back in 2012, you'd reached out, that organization reached out to ours and made a connection. Can you tell us a little bit about really how that happened? You had come into town and took Larry Press and myself out to dinner and told us the importance of this, and we were explaining to you some of our problems. But then this great organization kind of evolved outside, inside of the Houston Furniture Bank, and here we are today. Tell us a little bit about how that got started.
Well, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation had come to St. Vincent de Paul and asked us to create this kind of partnership around the United States, and we approached the National Furniture Bank Association in Atlanta and asked for organizations around the country that might be interested. And one of the first places that they identified as a very viable and very successful furniture bank was your furniture bank. And so that's when I reached out to Ole and said, do you mind if I wander out and visit with you and chat about how we might be able to create some partnership that would give you the ability to generate funds and revenues and also meet your mission statement of getting furniture into people's hands. So it was an opportunity brought to us by a foundation that could have the wisdom to see the benefit of waste-based business development.
And we're so grateful for that as well. And quickly, could you tell us the future of the Cascade Alliance? What do you guys have up your sleeve these days?
Well, the good news about the Cascade Alliance is it's very vibrant and growing. So as we reach out to other nonprofits around the country in a variety of different applications, whether it's retail thrift or whether it's online sales or books or whatever else, we're finding other nonprofits in Salt Lake City and Spokane and throughout the United States, in Maine and other places, that would like to find a way to create social enterprises such as you have done that will generate jobs and opportunities for people as well as revenue. So we see probably at a growth of between 10 and 25% per year, virtually forever.
That's unbelievable. So that leads right into my next question. Sometimes you're a little bit too close to the forest to see all of the trees, and we have our head down really doing as much as this recycling of mattresses as possible. But if you could give us a little bit of insight, if you will, to the future of mattress recycling and how you think that looks.
Yeah, that's actually a very exciting part of what we're looking at. We recognize that mattress stewardship laws are very likely to be rolling out around the country. Currently, there are 3 states in the United States that have mattress stewardship laws. And by that, I mean the mattress stewardship law is where the retailer pays a fee to a recycling organization upon the sale of a new mattress. So just like with electronics, when you buy electronics or In some places in the country, when you buy paint, they also have a fee that's charged to the consumer that goes back to make sure that the end of life of that product is taken care of, that it doesn't have to go to the landfill. So currently in Rhode Island and Connecticut and in California, such a mattress stewardship law has been put in place, and they have very robust mattress recycling programs. There's a bill before the legislature in Oregon next year that is doing the same thing. We're investigating this in Massachusetts. Maryland has reached out to us. Pennsylvania has reached out to us. Illinois has reached out. And we believe that it's very likely that ultimately mattress recycling will be nationally mandated, in which case it gives a great business opportunity for a not-for-profit organization like the Houston Furniture Bank to capture jobs and employment and a waste stream and a revenue generating center that would be perpetually available for you.
So basically what you're saying is all of the mattress recycling that you know of and you've reached out as a Cascade Alliance and mentored, these are all nonprofit organizations.
Yes, our emphasis is on waste-based business development for not-for-profit organizations, community-based organizations that are deeply rooted in their community, that provide essential services, but need the opportunity to grow outside of foundations and grants.
So are there other furniture banks that are involved in operations like this?
Yeah, the Tacoma Furniture Bank is involved in an operation like this. The Orlando Mustard Seed is involved, and they've been doing it just as long as you have, as a matter of fact. So yes, there are other organizations that are doing this.
Wow. Now, lastly, too, Terry, I mean, you've got so many things going on. I mentioned what your annual budget was, and it's just astounding how much revenue you can generate to reach those goals and other initiatives that you have. What's next for you guys?
Well, it depends on what area. So mobile home park preservation is very important to us. The largest reservoir of affordable housing in the United States outside of public housing is mobile home parks. Many of those mobile homes are past their usable life, pre-76 units. And so we're buying up mobile home parks and finding a strategy and how we can get them to be energy efficient and replaced. We're looking at expanding, of course, the mattress recycling operations. We're looking a lot at other business opportunities like polystyrene recycling, which has turned out to be a very good business for us. Glass recycling in some areas back into the manufacturing of new products out of window glass. So yeah, we're kind of looking at the various places that we can graft onto new things out of the waste stream that makes sense.
Hey, well, Terry, you guys are a great role model for the entire country, for the world, as a matter of fact. And we couldn't be more grateful for the work that you have done personally there, but then also with the Cascade Alliance and allowing us the opportunity and the knowledge to move this operation forward. We look forward to some more future guidance from you and how to scale up to doing $500,000 a year as well as you do.
It's a partnership and it goes both ways. We appreciate your efforts.
All right. Well, thank you, Terry McDonald, and your whole organization there.